quick Grandpa update. Grandpa is back in the hospital, so that's been a little bit of a bummer. He was just back home, using his oxygen. Last time I visited him on Tuesday, we had a great Hug Nation, and he was in great spirits and was talking a lot about death. He said, I'm bothered that very soon I'll no longer exist, which is like pretty profound and pretty, that sounds like the kind of thing that a stoner would say, but when you're 95 or almost 95, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that is, his timeline of not existing is similar to my timeline as far as when taxes are due. Like it's a very realistic. It's almost like there's some urgency that gets right around the corner. Right around the corner, I won't exist. Whoa. Anyway, visited him. He was very weak. We barely spoke. I just sat next to him for a while, and almost didn't try to have conversation because he has difficulty and he's just having trouble breathing. People keep asking me, they say I'm sorry, they keep saying, oh, he's in the hospital, I'm so sorry, and it's weird because I don't know if I'm in denial, and I do think it's affecting me on some subconscious levels, but on conscious level, I'm not that sad. I feel like, the end of a life like that, it's not all that sad. It's, there's a serious amount of honor in, it's almost like the peace. This is how a peaceful warrior. This is the equivalent of dying in battle when you're a peaceful warrior, and there's some serious honor in that. Doesn't mean he won't be missed and it won't be sad, and I'll have to figure out how to make my words and ideas stand on their own merit and not use him as justification for an audience, or maybe not. The other thing that makes it really easy is having a baby coming into his own, becoming a person, becoming alive as Grandpa is, closing, stopping, ceasing to be a person. And there's something just so poetic and beautiful about that. It's hard to be sad. It's hard to be like, curse you, heavens, for creating new babies and making old people die. It's like, well, yeah, that's when everything works out perfectly, in a perfect system. Babies are born, grow up healthy and loving families. They grow up to be, God willing, 95 years old, and then exit from the planet. Sure, it's not, they don't exit in a dance. There's some shuffling and some bedridden times in the last chapter, as Grandpa keeps saying over and over. These lessons, these mandatory lessons, mandatory life lessons that only are offered right at the end, and he's unfortunately having to complete his syllabus before he gets to go to his next course. Oh, one more thing. My brother called the nurse's station this morning to kind of check on him and see, how things were going, and she was asking all these questions, how long has this been going on, blah, 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 and then she's like, he keeps referring to himself as a butterfly and that he's living in a cocoon headed towards the fifth dimension. And my brother's like, oh, no, that's fine, that's normal, he talks that way all the time. And we were thinking, how funny that she's probably thinking he's got dementia and, doesn't know where he is, because I would guess the other 95-year-olds on his floor that are talking about being a butterfly may not be part of their sermon. It may just be a belief. For all I know, he has moved on and no longer thinks it's a metaphor. I don't care. You fly, Caleb, you fly.